nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Detroit Lions. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
On first down, Carter. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Throw right side complete to Carter. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Where did he stop?
He is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They'll run on first down. Pitts, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
To throw on 2nd down, Bernard. Got a man on the right sideline. It's Frazier.
Let's go, baby.
First down and 10.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here we go. 55.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bernard. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Harold Landry, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Ready? 55 to Mike. Check. 55 to Mike. Here we go. 55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. I'm going to run you over. Ready?
On 3rd down, Bernard.
Throw it! Square!
He's going to go down again.
He was actually open deep.
Racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Good fucking drive, and I blow it at the end.
Feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Let's go. Ready up.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
30 base. Hey, exit.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's got a man.
Awesome safety. Good job. You did so good there, man. Just fucking great fucking coverage. Just sitting there staring. That's my fault, right?
Jones
That's my fault.
1st and 10.
Oh, my fault.
He's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Uncorks one for Davis.
Are you 5 guys there, 5, and he catches it. This is the shit that these side guys get, man.
36 yards on the play. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
36.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Jones heading up here 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the gun, Jones. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Defensively, celebration time, because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Jones throwing again. Eluding the pressure right. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, Bernard. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Back to throw. Bernard, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
53's a must.
Looking to throw. Bernard. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Throw the ball, you fucking bum, man.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there.
Cool.
He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Taking it about the 16. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal.
Such a cheat. How is one guy blocking 2 people,
I like
man?
where your head
Game's
is.
so
I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 2nd and a yard. Jones is going to flip one out here to his running back. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Hey, orbit. 57. Mike, 57. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Now Jones on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's caught inside the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory.
Man?
A big play there for
Can't
Indy.
fucking play every
51
position.
yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Oh, that was offside. So standing right next to my linebacker is offside.
Only a yard. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Kill. 6-6, pull it hard. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Big grip.
Throwing Jones. This will be caught just inside the 10.
Wouldn't let me fucking tackle.
Into the end zone. Touchdown.
I hate this game, man. It doesn't even work.
A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Extra point by Carson.
He literally sat there, went through every man that was caught that had a man on him. Saw that over.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send
press
this
to
one
what
away.
them in, just don't even play. Just take the forward.
That's fielded in the end zone. And
So
he'll
serious.
elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but don't let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores.
Hey, you want to block the guy that's,
Nothing
you know,
offensively,
going to tackle me?
Nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Here's 2nd and 8. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Bernard. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half
if I
of
cover
football.
the fucking corner, he goes under. If he covers fucking, if I cover the other one, he's
personality
fucking,
that's Charles Davis to another one in Orlando. The coach, he'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
got him covered the whole
14-yard
route.
gain for
Danny
Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Jones now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Slam. 80 weapon.
Now Jones. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Carter. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, ball may come your way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
How are you getting burnt, man?
Caught for a Colts touchdown.
You got 93 man coverage. How?
They add on to their advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play
good at reading shit.
for a big shot
read everything.
downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points
everything.
back
They
on
know
one
everything.
drive. You're
They know
not.
every
And last time I
fucking
looked,
play.
it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now Jones. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Back to throw. Bernard. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. This is Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the 3rd quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
No, because we throw 50-50 balls, we get fucking made fun of, and then we throw these fucking slants and shit, and just get cracked every time. Everything's covered, it all fucking matters. Fuck the game. Fuck this game.
From the gun, Bernard.
There's a 50-50 ball for you. Through a touchdown.
He got position on
Look
him,
at
and
that.
he pulls it in. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 41-yard line. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Operating from the gun, Bernard. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Eric Armstead.
Dude, you just
he's the
cover 3 the entire game?
and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Cover 3 or 4. Cover 3 or 4.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Off play action. Bernard. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Great fucking punt.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual lock.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Into heavy traffic, and
Why
it's
is that not
intercepted.
open? They're in man.
At the 40. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
You ready? 57. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
57. Mike, 57. Now watch,
On 2nd and goal. Jones, and that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
That is probably the corniest thing I've ever
Carlson,
seen.
up and good. And the lead will swell by
Just
1
take
more.
your touchdown. I'd rather you just fucking tell my defense to not come on the field.
Set now to kick this one away,
like
and
that.
off it goes.
I'm gonna come on goal line. I'm gonna fucking go to a gun heavy set.
This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again to Jones. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. On the counter, here's Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Man, this old man
and Charles,
no
you look at this
stamina.
offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last in the NFL in first downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in a position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a first down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
A first down carry here for Johnson. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day.
Looking to throw. Bernard. And this
Jesus
one
Christ,
incomplete.
man. How does he hit stick me every fucking hit? Like a perfect hit stick.
Down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So a failure to connect on 2nd down. That leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Bernard. It's caught. Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bernard. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 24. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
No, I'm taking a break playing this one.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Flush to his right. He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
A 31-7
a gain of
on
20
first
and
down.
a first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Going jet sweep. Here's Campbell. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And an alley to run. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jones. Off play action.
Why are we throwing on 1st down? You were up,
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. I'll tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2nd and 6. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Bitch.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in
Gotta
regulation.
get back to work. Let's go.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
He's not 24 or anything. 3 minutes ago.
Jones now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
Then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From just shy of midfield, Jones. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 30, and he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
End the game.
That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally marked down at the 23. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he gets it to the Colts' 23-yard line. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Set the tone, defense, let's go. Check, 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 check. Joker, 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 joker.
Back to throw. Bernard. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Jones. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass, but in this game,
hey man, I only threw 2 jump balls
from the safeties. They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Off the play fake, Bernard. And James has it. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Bernard. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that's caught for the additional 2 points. It'll only matter to the final scoreline, and that is the final act of this game. Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got it.